Welcome on down to the E-Open Final, the first ever of its kind, presented by Mastercard. I'm your host, Rick Shiels. I'm here with co-host Seb Carmichael-Brown, and we are excited for an action-packed live final tonight.
Rick, this is just fantastic. We haven't had an Open Championship this year. We haven't got to check out the glorious Royal St George's. We will be there next year, of course, but tonight is about as close as we're going to get, and it's just about enough for me. I can't wait to see how the guys get on the golf course. It's a fantastic track, and there's a lot on the line.
There is. So the format of tonight, there's two finalists. After hundreds and thousands of rounds, it's come down to just two. And they are playing at Royal St George's. Give us a brief description of Royal St George's, Seb.
Well, it's another vintage English links course. I'm lucky enough to play it once before. Can be very, very testing, especially if you get some brutal weather conditions. Only a par 70, but still 7,200 yards. Hosted the Open 14 times, of course. We'll be playing all 18 holes as match play. Well, I say all 18 holes. Who knows? Maybe it won't go that far, Rick. But we've got two fantastic players who we're going to meet in a moment. And like we said before, some priceless prizes up for grabs.
Yes, first place wins, get this, an all expenses paid trip to the 149th Open Championship in 2021 at Royal St George's. I mean, that is one hell of a prize. And it's not
Amazing.
all lost if you do come second place tonight, because in runner-up position, it's a golf bag signed by the legend, Tom Watson. Amazing prizes. And I bet both players are going to obviously be aiming high to try and get to that fantastic winner's circle. And these are the two players. We've got Fmagnets, who is English, but apparently lives off the coast of Brazil, I believe. I believe you know him pretty well, don't you, as a player on WGT?
Yeah, I mean, everyone in the community knows exactly who Fmags is. Fmags widely described as the GOAT of WGT. He's won just about everything there is to win in the game. He's currently world number 5. He done very well recently at the E-Tour, the Scandinavian Mixed Open. He's won everything for years and years and years, Rick. But what's happened in the new game as we've got to this new version of the game, not quite the flash mode that Mags and some of the players are used to, he's not quite got over the line and won one of those E-Tour events. He got to the final and lost out to Peyton, who's now 3-time E-Tour winner this year. But Mags will be desperate to get his hands on a big one. They don't come much bigger than the E-Open Championship itself. We can't, of course, sleep on Kevin, also known as Wedgie, who is slightly less unknown. To Mags' current world ranking of 5, Kevin is 233. So we've got ourselves a David and Goliath situation here, but anything can happen in head-on-head match play, hence why we love the format so much.
Exactly. And anything can happen in the Open Championship too. And I was very lucky enough to sit down with somebody who knows the Open Championship in and out. We had time with Mr. Justin Rose. Let's talk with Justin and find out what he thought about the situation tonight. Justin Rose, thank you so much for joining us. It's great to have you, albeit virtually. It's fantastic to get you involved in the final. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks, Rick. Yeah, this is exciting. This is definitely something different for me. As I hope you know, and I hope a lot of people know, golf's been back up and running. We've been able to, be playing obviously out there, tournaments all over the place. And but I know that's not the same, for everybody right now. So to have the opportunity to do something online and be part of this E-Open initiative, which is incredible, the RNA and Mastercard and obviously WGT getting behind this initiative, I think it's fantastic.
Golf is booming at the moment. I mean, it really is. Participation level has gone through the roof. It's great to see you guys back out there playing on the tour. It must be strange without fans, I'm sure.
I quite enjoyed having no fans the first few weeks because it was so different. And obviously sometimes that difference is fun, and you kind of enjoy the fact of it felt very low key, which in some ways was nice because often we're playing in front of a lot of pressure and a lot of noise all the time. But I think that's worn off for me now. Definitely missing the fans.
Exactly, and putting a show on as well. Some of the golf has been amazing. Like you touched on earlier on, the E-Open is a real strong pathway to bring in gamers into golf. I mean, I'm excited to see what comes out of this. This is the first ever one in conjunction with the RNA and the Mastercard, and also with WGT. It's been amazing. Is there any advice for the finalists? Do you think the pressure is going to be on? Do you think They're going to feel it coming down the stretch of an Open Championship, albeit the E-Open Championship. Do you think there's going to be a bit of pressure?
Oh, 100%. 100% think there's going to be a bit of pressure. I mean, I know when I've been, playing my caddy Lordy or even playing GMAC there, a few weeks ago, the little early click of the mouse, a little early twitch there, and I think there's definitely going to be some a little bit of nerves there. There's a lot riding on it. Obviously, the reward is a trip to the actual Open Championship in 2021. And just a funny story on that, I actually won a junior golf tournament way back, and I think it must have been in like 93 or early 94. But the prize was to go and watch the Open Championship at Royal St George's. So someone's going to get the same experience that I got many years ago. And Greg Norman ended up being the winner, and that was definitely a very formative experience for me, and deepened my love for the game and obviously the Open Championship.
Was that one of your earlier memories of the Open Championship actually attending?
The one thing I remember was Greg Norman actually losing his golf ball. The very first shot of the tournament, he hit it down the right-hand side. Didn't look a particularly bad shot. Royal St George's is a very gnarly golf course. The ball can kick in any direction, and he lost his ball as he walked back to the tee. And I remember thinking, wow, how can you lose a golf ball with so many people out there on a golf course? But obviously he went on to win, I think, comfortably. But it was a cool experience, and it was obviously great that the R&A wanted to create this sort of unique digital way, really, I guess, to engage people all around the world, because the Open is exactly that. It's always been an Open, since 1860. There's been qualifiers all over the place, and anybody with this right skill level could play their way into the Open. And again, now digitally, people have that same opportunity, which is kind of fun.
The Royal St George's this year, and obviously moving on to next year, it's going to be hosted there again. But talk us a little bit more about Royal St George's as well.
For me, Royal St George's has never been a happy hunting ground, to be honest with you. It's a tough golf course, and I think it's probably one of the most rugged golf courses I've ever played. It's more of a moonscape than it is a golf course. Lots of undulations, potholes, bunkers, and in links golf, you always want to play the ball along the ground, but the ground is very unpredictable there. So it's a wonderful golf course, and everything that links golf should be.
Should we get going? Should we participate in the back nine at WGT? I'm excited to see how you play this game.
Let's absolutely do it.
What would you say your e-golf handicap is?
I'd say my e-golf handicap would be single figures at best, but the way I'm dressed, you'd think that I'm a bit better than that.
That is one hell of an outfit.
Are
they rose pants?
They are rose pants. I thought I'd go big or go home. All right, here we go. Oh, slightly nervous. I was a bit late on that one, Rick. Bit ahead of it.
You were a little bit faded, but I think that's the miss down this hole, because it's going to bounce right side of the fairway. Nice. Just maybe run into the first cut. What's your thoughts on your character's golf swing?
Yeah, he's got a little pause at the top, a little Hideki Matsuyama-ish, isn't it?
Just a little, yeah. 11th hole, par 3.
I'm going with a 4-iron based on the wind being behind.
I like it, and I think this is, again, if it plays like links and bounces short and runs up, this should be bang on. It's downwind by 8 to 10 miles per hour. Just a little fade there again.
Come on, get the right bounce. Yeah, all right, up on the ridge again. Done well.
We'd take that. Oh, look at that coming in. Oh, somebody's played here before.
Yeah, that camber was in from the right for sure.
That was lovely. Very nicely played.
All right,
this looks like quite a flat green from this top edge.
Yeah, you've done the hard work. You've got yourself up there. It's a good opportunity. So I'm going to give this like a cup to 6 inches out, it feels like.
Smooth hands now, Justin.
Okay, come on. Or maybe.
That should be in.
Yes.
Oh, yes. Birdie time. Justin Rose, everybody. 1 under par.
There weren't many of those against GMAC when I last played this with him for the Open, I tell you. I think this is what being in the zone is like. Hasn't happened enough recently, but this is it. You kind of you tunnel in, you zone in, you really pick your target, you're clear on your decision making. Yeah. You
could just put a little bit of cheeky backspin on for the fans.
Okay. Thanks, Rick. I can tell you're not a 9 handicap on this, I tell you. I think you'll be taking my money, although me and GMAC, we don't play for money. We maybe have a bottle of wine on it. All right, I think this is going to have a chance.
Yeah, I think middle of the green.
Oh, no, a little strong.
Spin a bit. Spin a bit. Oh, it's a good job we put that backspin on it. I think that's fine. You've 34-footer.
Okay.
Couple of double breaks in there.
Double breaker here.
Is the tip normally double breaker is pretty much straight?
Yeah, let's go with that. Let's go with that for putt preview anyway, and then see what happens.
Oh, this is not putt preview.
I didn't. Oh.
Oh.
Oh boy.
The curse of putt preview.
I pulled it as well, so I deserve that. Okay, putt preview. There you go.
I know.
See, you lose your focus for 1 second. Look what happens. Oh, leaked it again. Loving the little hold-up fade.
I think the wind's going to help you there again. It's off the right. That's absolutely A1 position. You would take that every single day. And you can see the fairways again. They are so, you described it very nicely before as almost gnarly. They seem to kick and, they do seem to bounce and borrow all different directions. And is off the left here, Justin, so you might want to slightly allow for that.
We're going down Hogan's Alley, mate. We're going to hold up a little draw here.
Oh, I like it.
I'm calling the big shot here. Oh, okay, I think I've done all right.
I think you've done that. I think you've held it nicely into the wind.
Yeah.
Well, there you have it, eh? I should have never have doubted you. You've been hitting fades all day, but when it matters, you step up and hit a little tight draw down this 14th fairway. That was perfect.
You've got to have it all, mate. You've got to have it all.
This is definitely the more challenging part of e-golf, and if I'm honest, I would say it's the most challenging part of golf, being able to judge distances with wedges, etc.
I'm thinking I've got a little bit of backspin on the ball, so I'm thinking that might just take a touch of yardage off it. I'm thinking I've got 45 yards. Obviously, that's in the world of 60% feel. That's my baseline of what I'm thinking in terms of power here.
Right. You're going to allow a little bit for the wind.
Yeah, I've aimed a little bit left here. Oh, actually, I've changed my view here. This will be interesting. I like my timing again. Spin. Yeah, all right. Nice and aggressive. I like the way I played it.
It's a bit of a showboat shot there over the flag, spinning it back. Well, thank you so much, Justin, for taking us a tour around the back nine at Royal St. George's. You were amazing. I'm very impressed with your WGT skills, and looking forward to seeing you compete again in the future, and also next year at Royal St. George's for the Open Championship. Yeah,
thanks, Rick, and I hope everybody really sort of gets involved with this. It's a really fun platform, and so realistic. I mean, literally, I might just play the next 4 holes here just to kind of pique my interest on the golf course, a bit of a refresher for me, and it's been fun to sort of hang out with you all. So thanks very much.
How cool was that? I mean, to have Justin Rose as the warm-up act to this final is pretty epic. And what a nice guy. His history of Royal St. George is amazing as well. And I really do. He's gone to my number 1 player that I want to win the Open next year.
Wow. I mean, I've got such great memories. Obviously, Justin Rose burst onto our screens with his fantastic performance at the Open many years gone by. So it's an event very close to his heart, I'm sure. But it looks like we're ready to go, Rick. We're on the first tee, and Fmagnets has got the honour.
Here we go. Let's go, everybody. The E-Open Final presented by Mastercard. And first hole is a little dogleg, sweeping dogleg left to right. Just to give you some specs today, is it moderate wind, Seb? Was that what the players are on?
I believe so. I mean, we say moderate, but look at that in the top left-hand corner, 17 to 19 miles per hour. There's not much moderate about that. Let me tell you, that is going to impact the ball massively. That's going to play havoc on some of these longer par 3s here. Mags has navigated it very well so far. He's piped one down the middle. Anyone who's new to WGT, what I will tell you is don't expect the guys to miss many fairways. They're sort of tee to green, absolutely sensations. Very much like Mr. Justin Rose himself. Lots of greens in reg. This game at this level, at the elite level, is all about fine margins and making those putts drop on these undulating greens. It's going to be one. And that's why it's so important we see now about putting your approach shot in exactly the right spot. Close to the hole, Rick, as you well know, is not good enough. It needs to be uphill, allowing for the correct break. And these guys will know these greens better than anybody.
Well, Well, already the heartbeat is pumping here on the first hole as Fmags sticks it in super close. Beautiful golf shot. And as you mentioned, birdie isn't always going to win you the hole here. If you're not making birdie, whoa, is we having an apparel change there? If you're not making birdie, you are potentially losing the hole, because the score they go round in on this game around here today is going to be very, very much under par. You are going to see lots of birdies. You're going to see potentially some eagles as well. It looks like Wedgie had Fmags off the tee distance wise. Is he now from 150 yards? Is he now from 150 yards out going to be able to put it in closer than Fmags? He's allowing for that wind off the left-hand side. He's hitting an 8-iron. This looks like a pretty standard shot. Not much more to contend with, really.
No, he's definitely going to want to leave it for the uphill part. I would definitely think he'll be looking to miss this. And if he gets inside Fmags, of course, he might get a read as well. Okay, so they've got it surrounded here. I think that let me tell you this: if one of them misses this putt, if one of them misses this putt, they will be losing the hole. This is a very flat putt they've got now. I'm pretty much convinced we're going to see 2 birdies here, Rick, and off to an absolute flyer.
Wow! Already, I'm seeing a few things. You can see there,
they're just dragging that. They're dragging that bar away so they can really hone in on the line. Look at the level of detail there. Like, for me and you play this game. We played in a little charity tournament during lockdown. You know, I'm pulling the trigger here, but you can see the level of detail. A missed putt like this, and it's, you know, behind the 8 ball already.
Already, unbelievable. I mean, I didn't even know you could take the flag out in this game. Never mind, move the flag to read the putt. Is this going to drop for Wedgie? Of course it has. He starts as he means to go on. The underdog starts off with a very strong birdie, and it throws it over to Fmagnets with a 9.4 foot putt. Very little undulation again. I like how they move the cursor out the way so they can see the... Well, I mean, what do you call these little dots on the green, Seb? Is there a terminology for that?
They've got the green view feature within the game, but I think it's just the green speed, the green dots. Interestingly, we were talking to Fmags before, and there's a couple of different versions of the game. My personal favourite is the new version that's played online, as we do see Fmags just tidy that one up. But it is different to the Flash version of the game, which Fmags and some of the OGs from the WGT community have grown up played for years and years and years. And the biggest thing they have to get used to is the way in which those little pixels, those white dots, move across the green. It's almost like a completely different game on the green for Fmags. And I'll tell you, he's won, as we said earlier, pretty much everything there is to win in this game. But he's not won one of the E-Tour events this year. There's been a superstar called Peyton, or Golf X3, who's won all 3 events, clean sweeped every single one. And him and Mags went head-to-head in the final of the most recent one. And Mags did just lose out to him. So he'll be desperate. Peyton didn't qualify for the E-Open. He's not made it. So this is a chance now for Mags to get a huge event. You know, we had the E-Tour. This is the E-Open. This is a major. So I'm sure Mags is going to be on his game here. But I don't want to dismiss Wedgie, Kevin, because you never know what can happen in this game. But he has got to avoid any mistakes. He's not going to be given too many opportunities. If he is given one, he's got to take it, because right now, you know, we talked about it earlier, where Mags is currently still world number 5, Wedgie number 233. There's that big a difference. We're talking about something like, I mean, who's current world number 5, Rick? Is it probably something like, is it Rory? Rory's
someone
around
like Justin
world number 5,
Thomas?
isn't it? Yeah, just like JT taking on, I don't know, don't want to be unfair, like Ches Reavie. Probably, actually, to be fair to Ches, he's playing quite well at the moment. So it's maybe unfair. Something like that.
Yeah, so like you say, it is very much a different matchup here. But when the screen is pulsating, you know it's a good shot. This is Fmags putting it in super close again from 110 yards. A beautiful shot. Again, they actually take the flag out for the approach shots into the green there as well, which again is something I've never seen before. Wedgie is 104 yards here. The wind is into and off the left, you know, rocking up at 20 miles per hour. I mean, that is fast. He's putting a little bit of topspin on this shot. He doesn't want it to spin up too much. I love the detail this is going into. He wants the flag back in. He's going to have a little spin round here just to have a look. So he's got his sand wedge in hand. But is he going to change up? He's surely going to have to hit more club from this range, because his sand wedge only goes 100 yards, and this is 105 yards. Am I missing something here, Seb? Is he going to play it in low and run it up?
That's exactly what he's going to do. That top spin is going to allow it just to release on the green a little bit. I think he's playing for a position. As we said earlier, hitting it close is one thing, but you need to leave that uphill part. And I tell you what, how well has he judged that? Absolutely sensational for Wedgie. This is the sort of start he needed. He needs to let Mags know it's not going to be an easy ride today.
There you go. Wedgie with the wedge shot in nice and close. Fmag has got a very similar putt he had on the first hole. 9 feet, very similar read. Slightly up the hill, slightly right to left. But again, he's going to tap this in without issue. Are gimmies quite a strong thing in this game, Seb? Would Fmags be giving Wedgie his putt from there?
Definitely, they will give some putts, but at this point, Mags is probably just feeling it out. And not only has he got the experience, but he's got the live event experience. You know, Mags has played in many of these live events before. Wedgie, we don't think he has. Well, not that I'm aware of. He's been playing for a good amount of time still and has played very, very well. He's at the highest level you can be in the game. But it's a whole different pressure when you know there's people watching from all over the world tuning in. So he's got to, that trigger finger can get a little bit twitchy. You've got to time these things bang on. I don't think he'll struggle with this, but he'll need to get a few of these away and ease the nerves. I think Mags will probably like to see him make a few before he starts giving these 4 feet off the right. I mean,
yeah, it is 4 feet. Second hole. Anybody watching in match play, you don't probably give these so early in the match, and for the right reason. Oh my goodness. Wedgie has let one slip on the low side. Well, I'm talking about gimmies. And Fmags, I mean, you can see the reaction there from Wedgie, just a very subtle shake of the head. He must be disappointed with that. That must be one of the shortest putts he's missed in recent competition play. And like you said, the pressure is on. The finger gets a little bit twitchy in moments like this.
We've all been there. I mean, the one thing I will say is, as you saw, he did time the putt brilliantly. He just lined it up wrong. Even those 4-footers can be tricky if you don't leave yourself correctly underneath the hole for the uphill putt. It makes it so much easier. These guys would rather have a 20 or 30-foot putt up the hill than they would a 5-foot one down the hill. I tell you that now. They make long-range putts all day long. Mags now, look at that. He's just applying the pressure. Now, Wedgie has to compose himself, take a deep breath. I said to you earlier, if he gets a chance, he's going to need to take it. But you can't let Mags get a lead because it's going to be a long way back. Look at this, 240 yards into the wind. Rick, this is all I've got. I'll be hitting driver here. I might be hitting a couple of drivers here in real life. This is a seriously beastly hole, this is.
Well,
it's probably just a little hybrid for you, is it?
Yeah, a little flick with a 4-iron, I reckon. We had a little practice match around here last night just to get our eye in the game. And it went well. We had a good match, but Seb did just pip the victory last night in our little matchup. But I don't think the wind was this strong, and we are not putting it within 2 or 3 feet of the hole from 240 yards like Fmags has just done. How can Wedgie retaliate? He's gone past the flag. He's going to be leaving himself, maybe a 15, 20-footer. Yeah, 19 foot from there. But like I say, Fmags is within 4 or 5 feet of the hole. This has to go in. Lucky for him, it does look super flat from this top tier. I think if he didn't get on that top tier, that would have been a disaster. But he's on the top tier, 19 foot. It looks like there's very, very little undulation in this, just falling from right to left slightly and 3.8 inches down the hill. Do you reckon he's got...
I mean, this is the situation he's in now.
Pressure on?
I mean, as ludicrous as it sounds, we're on hole 3. He's almost in a must-make situation because Mags is not missing that one. So therefore, this doesn't go in. He's 2 down through 3, and he'll be feeling the heat. I'll back him though for this. I think he's got to just take that little bit of extra time. They've got plenty of time here, 60-second shot clocks. So he's got to make sure he takes his time to read it all up, get his pace. Let's see what he's got. Can he steady the nerves here? Well, he's hit it bang on. Did he read it right? I think he did. That's the sort of bounce back you needed, Wedgie. Well played, Kevin. Well played.
Very good. I'm also just every now and again just jumping into the live feed. If you're watching live, I'm going to jump on. I'm reading some of the comments as well coming in. Some comments are fantastic. T-Beck, this game is awesome. We've got Fmags takes an early lead. Now that looks like my game. Someone's just said about Wedgy's short put that he missed.
Ooh, harsh.
I think everyone who can relate to a missed short put early on in the match. Fourth hole. God, we've got round to that quickly. 500-yard par 4. Wind strong enough the right-hand side. There's a couple of bunkers to clear, which these guys will do with ease. If you hit down that right-hand side, it stays on the flat part. And he has absolutely, Fmags has split the fairway in half here on the fourth hole, leaving himself a great angle into the hole. Let's see how Wedgy can retaliate from here.
This is a really tricky one. This particular hole, I think the pin is going to be cut back right on this hole. And with this wind off the left, it's going to be a really tough one. You might see the guys aiming out short and left of this pin. It is really, this game is all about a second shot. You know, you've got to get it in there in the right area. There is a false front on this green. If they don't quite get it up, it could come all the way back down and leave a really big putt. So this one, Rick, they might make me look silly here, but this one isn't a straightforward birdie, as maybe some of the other holes can be for these guys. Such is their quality, especially when you've got this much wind in.
They've just made two birdies on a 240-yard par 3, Seb, with the 3-wood. So from 197 yards, wind off the right-hand side, 18 miles per hour, the strongest wind. He's going with, this is Wedgy going with 5-iron from 195 yards, putting not any backspin on it. It has to land on that top tier. How is it going to do? Oh, that's a lovely golf shot. Left himself just short of the hole. If he'd have just put a little bit of topspin on it, eh, Seb?
If only he could have got it a little bit closer. Yeah, I mean, you could put me out there, Rick, with a bucket of 100 balls, and I'd walk off, not having hit one inside that, and all I'd have to show for it is a very sore back. That's all I'd have in here. 195 yards into the wind up the hill is pretty much all I've got with the hybrid. I think I'd be whacking it.
So from the angle, Wedgy's got Fmags has almost got exactly the same distance. He's going with 5-iron as well. This looks good. He's not got the heartbeat. Where's that coming in from? Is it going to go up? Is it going to release? Yeah, it's outside of Wedgy's shot. Yeah, it's a lovely golf shot, don't get me wrong, but in retrospect to Wedgy's, it's not as good. We've got a 13-footer here, 3 inches downhill. Again, not a great deal of break. What they're doing incredibly well so far, because, again, when we played the game last night, we weren't getting flat puts at all because we weren't leaving the ball in the right positions. These guys know where to leave it. It's no coincidence that both players have come just slightly shy of the hole because it is the flattest part of the green for this putt.
Let me tell you something. I'm going to say there's every chance Fmagnets has intentionally hit that outside of Wedgy to go first and apply the pressure. We saw him miss an early putt. Is the sly dog, the competitor, has it backfired on him? No, he's made it in, and all of a sudden now the pressure goes right back onto Wedgy, who's not used to playing in these sorts of events. A pretty straightforward putt here. I do expect him to make it, but I wouldn't rule it out for Mags to be intentionally wanting to putt first.
Even I could hold this one, Seb.
Well, you're a very good putter. You've got the pencil grip on the putter there.
Not really. I don't mean in real life. In real life, I've got zero chance. Anybody watching, anybody watching from my YouTube channel will know that this is no gimme for me at all. But for Wedgy, I cannot see this going anywhere else but the centre of the hole. Hole halved in birdies. Fmag stays one up from that very early mistake that Wedgy made on the second hole. We're now through to the fifth. 402 yards, par 4, dogleg sweeping round to the left. There's several bunkers down there that can catch a player out if they don't put it in the right position. It looks like they can clear the bunkers if they absolutely rocket one. Wind is strong off the right-hand side. I think it's going to have to be, is it all driver here? Or is he going to club down? It looks like he's
I think he's going
to
club back. I think he had a little look at it. Yeah, I mean, it's one of those where if you don't get it, you end up in that really thick rough. And that's where the game gets very difficult. When you get very deep rough lies, it almost becomes a bit of a lottery how the ball is going to come out of them. These guys would far rather hit in much further out of the short grass where they know their distances. These guys will have calculators, they'll have spreadsheets, they know exactly their clubs, their club and their ball combination. They will know exactly And some of them, Rick, even will miss dings. So that little white line where the guys are trying to time their shots on, some of them will even intentionally miss it slightly to the left or slightly to the right in order to take off a few yardage. If you like an online version of gripping down or holding it off, if you like, such is the level of detail they'll go to. I was hoping that,
I'll be honest,
Wedgie might have felt like having a go at that there.
I know. I was really hoping one of them would have a crack at this green. I mean, it's 402 yards, as I mentioned, but if you can clear those bunkers, everything seems to feed down towards the green. But either way, both have played very conservatively. We're only 5 holes in. 159 yards out here, wedges, slightly up the hill. Wind downwind now and off the right shoulder. He's probably going to club down because he's 7-iron currently. It looks like he's got some Callaways in the bag there. My image is actually blocking that. Is that, or is it a tightly set? I can't quite fully tell.
I think it is a Callaway he's got. I think he's got a Rogue set there. Sometimes these competitions, there'll be a set of the week the guys have to use. That. Yeah, it could be that the competition gives them a set that they have to use for the tournament, so everyone's playing with the same equipment. That won't be the case most of the time. They have their own clubs. But Wedgie's hit a great one in here, Rick. Another heartbeat for Wedgie. It's what he needed.
Oh, wow. Oh, my goodness. And he just sits back in his chair with the knowledge that he has absolutely stiffed one here on the 5th hole in the E-Open final at Royal St. George's. Fmags has to do something now. He has to put it in close again. I mean, I heard a rumour, and this might be a rumour, Seb, and I don't know if you can confirm or deny this. I believe Fmags has had 220 hole-in-ones on this game.
I mean, it wouldn't put it past him at all. You know, some of the stats, the amount of games he's played. I was looking at them earlier. He's played over 25,000 rounds on this game. Just think about that. 25,000. I'll tell you what. I'm going to do the maths. 25,000 times 18. That is nearly 500,000 holes he's played on this game, and that's on that account. So he may have played even more. Bad. Yeah. If anything, you need to up your game, Fmags. Let's be honest here. Let's pull your finger out a little bit. Here he is again, hitting in. I don't think he did it intentionally this time. He's got a pretty tricky putt here, and this could be an outside opportunity. I'm going to give him a make percentage here, about 65%. I think he's likely to make it, but there is a chance this one could just slip on by. Let's have a look. Can he time it well? He's timed it off to the right, but did he intentionally do that? No. Did you hear that sound, Rick?
Wowzers.
I think that was the door opening for Wedgie.
It was. I certainly heard a pin drop from where I was sat. I mean, that putt conceded. So yeah, match goes back to all square. I think that was a big mistake there from Fmagnet. It wasn't a particularly difficult shot, he says, after watching 5 holes of the professionals play this game. I would have expected much better from that range, but no, he didn't play a good shot there at all. 6-hole par 3, 180 yards. We are now coming straight downwind. I mean, a 20 miles per hour wind is a good 2, if not 3 club wind in real life golf. So it'd be really interesting to see how the players calculate this. This green is vicious. The pin is tucked back left where there's a bunker just protecting that left corner. Bailout is to the right, yes, but you almost have to do what Wedgie's doing there. Aim at the corner of the bunker and trust the wind brings it back. Any draw on this, might find the bunker, but we've got flashing heartbeat again, Seb.
Oh, wow. Incredible. I mean, how these guys do it, they are using that bank to stun the ball into it to stop. And he's played that absolutely perfectly. Let me tell you, the wind is one thing, but downwind is the trickiest one, because to judge the distance and make the ball stop that quickly, you've got to hit probably, I don't know, maybe a 5-foot area on that upslope, or else there's absolutely no way it's going to stop. That was probably, I think, the shot of the day so far.
Yeah, that was pretty impressive. How is Fmagnets going to retaliate? I wonder if this kind of performance is coming as a bit of a shock. Oh, he's got some little Nike irons in the bag, has Fmag. Some old classic Vapors. Very nice.
Interesting.
Look at me wanting to do like a what's in the bag with these guys.
What's in the bag? Fmagnets edition. Here we go. Another heartbeat, Rick. He's followed him in.
Is this 221 hole-in-ones?
Oh, anything you can do, I can do better, says Fmags. But I tell you what, that is above the hole. I think he'll make it, but that is not as straightforward as Wedgy's putt.
No, 7
Downhill.
foot, just under 7
Oh,
foot.
look at this. Look at this. Look at this little early part of the putt here. There's a bit of movement in this, and after the one he just missed, he'll be giving this all of his attention.
He didn't mess about there, though, has he? He's got straight into the flow of it. He knows it's going to come off the right-hand side. Does he get the speed and the timing correct?
No! Wow.
Wow.
I
mean,
did not expect that.
No, in the build-up to this, there's been a lot of talk about Fmagnets, how his prowess in this game, you know, his reputation definitely came before him without question. And at the moment, the underdog, the unknown Wedgie has this putt to go 1-up in the match, and he does not disappoint from 4 feet. Wedgie wins 2 holes on the bounce, goes back from turning it from 1 down to 1 up as we move into the 7th hole, which is a par 5, 573-yard dogleg to the left. The wind has switched and it's back into and off the left-hand side. What a shock.
Massive shock. I mean, when we saw Wedgie miss that early putt with the reputation that Fmags comes with, there's a lot of pressure on him, though. I will say that, you know, everyone in the community expects him to win a lot of these events. And with the new kids on the block, like I mentioned earlier, Peyton X3 cleaning up in the E-Tour, he's got a little bit to respond to. He does struggle with this version of the game. He is very much a flash player, but that's exactly the same for Wedgie. Wedgie, in fact, is a mobile player, so he's figuring this out as well. So we can't use that as an excuse today. That's the one thing that Golf X3 has got, is that he is a player on this app downloadable version, which in my opinion is the best way. It's just the guys that have been playing for 10 years haven't quite had the reps or the adjustment to it yet. But look at this, Rick. This is not only a 5.73 into the wind hole. I remember going to Royal St George's, the year where Darren Clark won the Open, and I stood on this very hole on the Friday, I think it was, and I watched Dustin Johnson, recent FedEx Cup champion, shank a 7-iron straight out of bounds right over that coastline. He was looking good to win the tournament, and I saw him straight shank a shot, and he never actually recovered. I've also seen Bubba, I think, hit this one in 2 with the driver off the deck. Really good hole here, but an absolute beast. You have a 260 approach shots into the wind. Not for me, thank you.
Yeah, exactly. So Fmags there, Wedgie has just come up shy of the green. Fmags, another excellent stroke. These guys do not miss that centre line. And I would imagine that's probably not quite going to get on the front of the green. It's going to become a bit of a chipping competition. And I'll be honest, after playing this game with you, Seb, I don't like chipping on this game at all.
It's tricky. It's tricky. You've got to know your thing. Like, a lot of the guys like to play punch shots. From maybe 60, 70 yards, they'll play a punch shot instead of a regular full shot. This close, they'll probably do a full shot. They know their club distances so well. I expect these both to be heartbeat moments, no doubt. Both of them within 2 or 3 feet of the flag. We move on in birdies. Anything else will be very surprising, shall we say.
So they go full shot here, but then just gauge the distance.
Yeah, that's it. They'll have lots of reps here. This should be going really tight. In a matter of inches, probably. They might be trying to hold this, to be honest. And there...
Oh!
Wow. Wedgie's come to play. Wedgie has come to play.
That would have been for our first eagle of the match. Now, Fmags, I'm seeing he's got a 64-degree lob wedge here. And without giving too much away, this is a little plug for my own channel. I've actually got a video coming out this week, which is a club that's even more lofted than 64. So stay tuned to that. Make sure you subscribe to the Rick Shiels YouTube channel. Like and subscribe, not only to myself, but also to Seb Carmichael-Brown. Seb on Golf, some amazing content from us both here on... I'm just doing a plug for us, Seb. Fmags, can he hold it?
Why not? You've done a great job there.
Gimmys, do you reckon? Is Wedgie going to be kind, or is he going to...
I would like to see Wedgie not give this to Mags. I'd like him to make him putt this and let him know, hang on a minute, mate, you didn't give me one earlier. You just missed 2 in a row. Let's see you make this one in, please, Mr. Magnets. I like that from Wedgie. Not afraid. And of course, that is the only thing, is Magnets now is going to have to respond. He's got the quality. He'll be very disappointed in the putts he's missed. It is all about on the greens here. he'll be very angry right now. He's probably got a lot of pressure on him. The expectation is he would win this quite comfortably, and it's not going that way for now. The issue gets, Rick, when this comes to the back nine, when Wedgie dares to dream, when he starts to believe if we get that far where he holds this lead, that's when the pressure's really, really going to ramp up. It's going to be a fascinating finish to see what happens here. We're almost halfway. Oh no, look at this.
We are.
Missed fairway. Oh, that's big trouble.
Yeah, in the brush, and I believe that is thick stuff. That's not nice. I mean, that was a big mistake. I was just about to say there as well. Just think about this. Wedgie just lipped out to win 3 holes on the bounce, which would have been a massive, massive shock. However, all of a sudden, Wedgie is out of position. Fmags is middle of the fairway after absolutely piping one 315 yards. I think he might be hitting into the green first. Wedgie is going into the green first. Now, this is where it gets horrible, because in the bottom right corner of the screen there, you can see the lie, 30 to 40%. That has a massive effect on the performance of the golf shot. Am I right in saying that, Seb?
Oh, massively. He's lucky it's light brushed. It could easily be worse. It'd be 50, 60, maybe even 70% of the ball hidden in there. This is going to take a lot of distance off it, and then the bounce is very hard to predict. He'll be trying to just get this one anywhere near the green. You never know what these guys could do, but this is, I mean, you can see there, all he's been able to do is just get it close to the green. He's going to now have to probably try and chip in from off the green, although he did nearly do that on the previous hole, because I expect nothing more than Mags to stiff this one in pretty close.
It almost comes as a shock that they missed the fairway then. Like that
absolutely.
I
mean, he did have that
schoolboy error.
Yeah, totally. I mean, it was purely just an undercalculation of the wind, and then I think he hit a bit of a downslope, and it just ran all the way through. Mags then had the advantage of seeing exactly what it would do, and maybe cut it a little bit back into that wind. By missing the bar slightly to the right, you actually put a bit of cut on it, and also you lose a little bit of distance, and the opposite if you do it on the left. So sometimes they will intentionally miss it in that way. Not this one, though, an absolute ding. And there it is, Rick, another heartbeat moment from Mags, and he's going to pile the pressure onto Wedgie here to try and keep his lead.
Lovely golf shot. Just while people are watching live, just comment who you're rooting for. Are you rooting for Mags or are you rooting for Wedgie? Just make a comment now, and I'm going to read some of them out, because I'm interested to see, are people supporting the favourite or are they supporting the underdog? I'll read some out as they're coming in. While we're doing that, Wedgie has got short of the green. He is 41 yards. He's going to go with his lob wedge, which hits it 50 yards. And then you just need to calculate this.
Yeah, he's going to have to really try. Although having said that, Mags is no gimme. But look, we have got the heartbeat moment, Rick. Can he do it again? Fantastic shot. He'll be almost disappointed there that hasn't gone in, because he now will have to expect Mags will make this one. And Rick, we're going to go ahead and say this. If this one doesn't go in, there's going to be the alerts are going out. The amount of missed putts we'll already have had from Fmagnets, all of a sudden, Wedgie might start to believe. This is a big putt here, because he can really regain the momentum.
Well, while Fmags is just getting that ready, and I'll stop before he puts, we've got some... Oh, let's see this putt go in first. Yeah, it doesn't miss from there. So we've got Samuel Witt supporting Wedgie. Tom Sunshine, Mags by 2. Covey, let's go Wedgie. Jed M, go CB Mags. Zach says, let's go Wedgie. It's quite mixed, it's 50-50. Wedgie is legend from T-Beck. David, Lancome, Wedgie. Mags from John Schneider. Crazy. But if I'm honest, if I'm actually probably looking at the comments right now, I would possibly say Wedgie is just about pipping the fan favourite choice. They are supporting the underdog.
I mean, who doesn't love a good underdog
He's not
story?
called Sorry, he's not called Wedgie for nothing. Someone's just mentioned on the chat. So this is great. So as we approach the last hole of the front nine here, and someone's just asked, is this 18 holes? It is 18 holes, depending on, obviously, the outcome of the match. It is match play. This is a par 4. Both players have hit a fantastic tee shot. Wedgie actually just hit the down slope of the fairway, which has put him in an even better position. Mags is 114 yards away from the flag, and the wind is into and off the left-hand side here.
Yeah, this will be another one they're expecting to hit very, very close. Mags does have that little habit where he takes the flag out on every single shot, basically. Such is the intent from him to try and make it. Not everybody does that on these approach shots, but he certainly does. Does make it a little hard to see just how close he has hit them, but he must have a feeling. I mean, who's to question him? Not many people have played as many rounds on this on this game as he has, and we're going to see him do it again here. He'll think there's a chance this going in.
I just couldn't be bothered hitting that button every single time, though, Seb.
That must be the level he commits to it, and this one is pretty close. See, you couldn't see. I mean, I've said that's pretty average by his standards from there, Rick. To be honest, I don't think he'll be very pleased with that whatsoever.
I actually don't think he should be allowed to take the flag out, if I'm honest with you, Seb, because it's a pain to try and see how close he's hitting it. We have no clue until the ball finishes and stops.
Imagine being his caddy. Look, off you go again. Up you go. Just go and pull that one out, please, Bones. I mean, you'd be absolutely livid. He'd be doing triple the distance every week.
I think we need to come up with a local rule that he's not allowed to take the flag out, just for commentator purposes. Otherwise, we can't see anybody balls finishing. Either way, Wedgie from only 106 yards into the green here. It's playing 6 foot uphill into wind off the left-hand side, a 15-mile-per-hour wind. He's almost going max out here on his pitching wedge. He's put a little bit of backspin on it. We are not getting any heartbeat, and that's the reason why.
Where's this one gone?
It's flown the green and gone into a little kind of runoff area. I think he's probably still going to be on fairway, Seb, but he's not in a great position there.
No, I mean, he'll be fine here. There's no risk of not upping and down. I mean, in real life, looking at that shaved bank in front of you, you could be really worried about getting it up there and it coming back to your feet. I don't think we'll have this issue. He'll have a chance of making this. But, yeah, this is the sort of thing you don't want to do if you're wedgie against a guy like Mags. You want to, even if you have got back to level, you want to be playing very solid, consistent golf, not opening up opportunities or letting Mags think you're going to randomly throw in missed greens every now and then. That'll only encourage him. And this is a big one here. He'll have a chance of making this. He's giving it a flop shot. He's changed. We're going to see it. I'm not entirely sure what he's doing there. He might be trying to almost miss-ding it, if you know what I mean. Let's see if he's trying to miss-ding it.
I can't work out which way the wind is.
On a flop shot, the ball does often come out to the right. For some reason, it's just a quirk in the game. But that's very average from Wedgie. And you just saw his reaction. He wasn't sure where it was. He turned away and he wasn't best pleased with that one. Mags will have an opportunity now to regain the dominance.
This is, I honestly thought, my Siri keeps on kicking in. I apologise. I honestly thought a lot of the holes would be halved. We've hardly seen any halved holes in this match so far. One of the golfers has either made a mistake and the other's capitalised, or one of the players has actually just made a phenomenal birdie and it can't be matched. But right now, Fmags has another opportunity to go up in this match. After being one down only 2 holes ago, this is to go back-to-back wins on the last 2 holes, getting back to 1 up in the match, and he does not miss from there. Fmagnets goes 1 up after 9 holes in the E-Open Final, presented by Mastercard. This is exciting stuff as we reach the back 9.
Let's just remind ourselves what these guys are playing for here. They're playing for 2 fantastic prizes. The winner will get a trip to the Open next year at Royal St George's. The runner-up's going to get a signed open bag from Tom Watson himself. But aside from those fantastic prizes, Rick, this is history. The E-Tour and WGT professional events have really upped it in the last 12 to 18 months. There's a lot going on now. There's a big and thriving community within the game. But the E-Open is the first of its kind. But not only that, this is the only Open champion of any kind that will be crowned this year. We'll have, of course, the US Open. We're talking about the Open Championship, the oldest tournament in golf. This is big. This is big. And let me tell you, Fmagnets will be absolutely desperate to get his hands on this prize. He's got himself back in the lead, Rick, but we've seen so far, this one could go all the way to the end. It could.
I'll be honest with you, I'd only prepped for 14 holes, Seb, so I don't know what happens after that, my friend. But I've never seen the 18th hole, so I have no idea what's going to happen. Second shot here from Wedgie. and he is 140 yards out. The wind is into and off the left-hand side, nearly 20 miles per hour, and the pin is back left. Now, for you and me on this shot, we'd be hitting as much as club as we could, but hopefully finishing short. You do not want to go long on this green because, one, it looks like it undulates down. There's two, there's bunkers down there as well. He's going to hit his A time, which goes 150, allowing for that wind. He's getting a bit of heartbeats. This is going to be a good result. How close is it going to be? Is it going to go in? Wow, what a fantastic golf shot there from Wedgie. He has come back with a bite and it says, here, Fmags, I ain't out of this yet. I am coming for you. I want to get this match back to all square.
Fmags keeps on going off like this, Rick. He's not going to be world number 233 for long, that's for sure. If he can enter some more events, if he can keep competing in some of these events that the WGT team put on, he's going to be flying through the ranks, and possibly we'll see him on some of the E-Tour events later this year. Got the British Masters one coming up again soon. We've got the season finale in Dubai later this year. We might have to get used to seeing Wedgie around because golf like this is very, very right of the highest standard.
Yeah, and he's again put it in closer than Fmags there. Fmags has left himself a 12.6 footer, slightly uphill by 1.3 inches. It's very, very, very flat. Sometimes these really subtle breakers are a little bit harder to measure on this game because you and me out on the golf course, if we were playing this in real life, we'd pretty much just go straight at the hole here, inside the hole, firm. It's doing nothing else but going in. But little undulations, little movements, little changes in wind speed. Again, the speed is up there, and also the greens are fast. So this is going to be an interesting one. He has to hold it, otherwise this match is going to go back to all square. I can't imagine him missing this. Can you, Seb?
I think this one will go in. I mean, the green speed is on championship, but such is the skill of the guys. They are putting themselves in a good spot. We haven't seen any crazy breaks so far. I think this has got a pretty good chance of going in as Mag sends it on its way. And once again, back of the cup. He'll be very pleased with that. I expect Wedgie will go ahead and follow him in here. But after the putts we've seen missed, I don't think we're going to see any putt inside 4 feet given, outside 4 feet given, Rick. I think we're going to be holding out here. And this is sort of the length where Wedgie did miss one earlier. I think this is a slightly more straightforward putt. The opposite break, this one moving back from his left, our right as we look at it, coming in. I think he's just taking a bit of extra time here. The guys have 7 timeouts. We may see, as the pressure ramps up, them let the shot clock run all the way down and just take their time and do it again. But not this time. Wedgie thinks he's got it now. And yes, just about snuck in the side door there. Well played.
I'm just seeing a few comments coming in. One here from Ben Camping. These putts are pretty easy. Believe me, they are just putting the shots into the best positions. Like we said before, me and Seb played this game yesterday. We were not getting putts like this. Like our putts
and we're putt preview.
Exactly. Our putts were swinging 6-7 feet from right to left or left to right. I mean, these guys are making it look easy because they are somewhat missing the flag on the correct side. And I say missing from the loosest sense of the word because they're not really missing by a lot. Par 3 here, 11th hole, 241 yards. I mean, again, said this is everything you've got plus a bit more. Into winning off the right-hand side. This looks like a beautiful little shapy shot using the wind to his advantage. But from this range, surely, again, F. Mags, put the flag in so we can see where the bloody ball finishes, please.
And Rick, remind me, if we ever do go and play Royal St George's together, if we do have another Open Links Championship like we did previously at Port Rush, remind me, please, can we not play off these tees? I do not fancy any 240-yard into the wind par 3s. No, thank you very much. I mean, just phenomenal to see. I actually can't wait for the Open to be here next year. It's one of the Open venues that's nearest to my house, probably just an hour and a half for me to get to Royal St George's. So I'm very much hope to be down there myself next year and definitely whetting my appetite for the Open to come back.
Well, I think the man who pulls the strings for the Links Invitational is present on the feed. So if you are listening, we are happy again to attend the second Open Links Invitational. So yeah, put me and Seb down.
I've got
for
to
that,
come back
please,
and
at Royal
defend my
St.
crown.
George's
You
next
see,
year.
I've got to come back and defend. Yeah, absolutely.
I won the nearest to pin.
Ah, yes, there you go. We've both got to be back there. We've both got to be back there. Featured group.
So that's
let's get it done, Paul.
So 17 foot here from Fmags. It's down, uphill by, hardly anything, 0.8 of an inches. It looked like a phenomenal shot, and every single body watching this feed right now would be incredibly happy with a shot like this from a 240-yard par 3. Is he going to make birdie? No, he's missed it low. Wow.
Yeah, I mean, that was a slippery one here.
Pressure. Yeah, exactly. So Wedgy's got this for birdie and to level up the match again after this will be 11 holes. There doesn't look like there's any break in this. I'm surprised it's not given, if I'm honest with you.
A little bit of mind games maybe there from Mags. I think this one shouldn't be too much for Kevin to worry about. Yep, nicely
and the match
converted.
Goes back to all square. 11 holes played again. You do not. There's been a number of missed putts. It just shows the difficulty level of the way these guys are playing at Royal St. George's tonight. Par 4, a little bit of respite here. A par 4 that's under 400 yards, but the wind is strong off the left-hand side. It's a slight dogleg right to left. He's allowing the wind. If the wind doesn't hit this, it's going to finish in the rough, but I'd expect the wind to hit this, bring it back perfectly into the fairway. An incredibly undulating fairway, this as well. I remember when I did the interview with Justin Rose and he hit one down here. It is, the way he described it, Seven, I thought this was a really good term, a bit of an Americanism. He called it very gnarly. It's a very gnarly golf course.
I mean, that brush is very gnarly. It's got lots of teeth and all sorts of other goodies in there. Plenty of people like you and I, Rick, I'm sure, lose lots of balls around here, especially without the spotters at the moment. And tell you what, Mags has really unleashed one there. He's taken the bunkers on, head on, and he's just about got away with it. I'm not sure he was trying to be that bold, but it's paid off now. He'll have a very short shot in. Well, having said that, Wedgie himself has only got 70-odd yards. So I think that was a bit of a mistake from Mags there, Rick, I think.
Yeah. Again, going back to that gnarly comment that Justin said, it's the fact that the fairways are also incredibly undulating. I mean, there's humps and bumps and hollows. Like, you can hit a perfect tee shot, but unluckily, sometimes hit a downslope and it'll do something like what Fmags did then and kick forward into that bunker that was awaiting him. He, like I say, he's lucky to escape it. And on the other side, you could hit the upslope and end up 40, 50 yards further back. So Wedgie's in prime position. He's going to pitch this right into the flag. He's got flashing heartbeat again, and he does not bloody miss with a wedge, this guy. He's wedgie by name, wedgie by nature, as someone said before, and he has done just that again.
Yeah, his grooves are dialed in with those short sticks. He's peppering the flag everywhere he needs it. Again, another reason why I am surprised Mags took this on. I mean, it's no harm done now. But, you know, with someone of his experience, I thought he would have just laid that one back and, you know, take a regulation birdie. The only thing I could think of, Rick, is that he fancies himself to try and make it from here. He's gone for the punch shot, as we said, they like to do in these shorter shots. He's going to run this one in. It should stop on a dime. It has got the heartbeat on its way. Yeah, nicely done. There'll be 2 conceded birdies, I'm sure, and we will move on to the 13th hole. Rick, I did not expect us to be all square going down 13. I want to say it right now. Fair play to Wedgie, a.k.a. Kevin. You're playing one of the greatest players to play the game. Not many people gave you a chance here in this game, mate. You're going head-to-head, and it's very, very good to see.
I believed in you, Wedgie, if it's any consolation. I had no idea what Fmagnets was capable of. So, by the way, the players can't hear us. It's only you guys watching on YouTube that can hear us. 13th hole here, 460-yard par 4. Wind is into and off the left slightly. Oh, sorry, maybe more down. Oh, no, yeah, into and off the left. By the way, I love these open features on the tee boxes, the markers. It makes me, I must admit, seeing that yellow and blue and the open logo, the claret jug, and also the Mastercard logo, really does make me miss the Open Championship this year.
Massively. I love that deep navy blue of the Open, especially we see it punch with that yellow. It does get you excited very much. Just makes me just feel that extra bit gutted we aren't going to have one this year. But we've got the E-Open and we will be going to Royal St George's next year. I very much hope to be there myself. Love to get out and play this golf course again. It's Links Golf, Rick. We're getting into that winter season here. I haven't played Links Golf in a while. I might have to go and find a shoreline and get out there and start slogging some 4-irons, 120 yards.
There you go. I mean, we're quite, where I live in the northwest of England, we're blessed with Open Championship venues. You know, Royal Lytham, Royal Liverpool, Royal Birkdale. You know, there are some incredible golf courses. But like I say, there's nothing that beats Links Golf. I think it's an unbelievable test of golf. It's how golf really was set out to be played in the first instance, you know, natural.
Speaking of natural, this man is one. Fmagnets, look at another approach shot in. He's basically a gimme now there for a birdie on a pretty tough par 4 into the wind. Wedgy's once again got to respond.
Sorry, I keep cutting out. For some reason, my Siri keeps wanting to kick in on my laptop, so I apologise about those little pauses in text. As Siri wants to pick up my audio. Wedgie here from 142 yards. He's going to go with an 8-iron, which hits 150 yards. He's perfect fairway lie. Wind into slightly and off the left. Fmags has put the pressure on, so this has to go close. There is no heartbeat, but that doesn't always mean that it's not super close. Oh, Wedgie.
Work to be done.
Wedgie. Yeah, 26 foot away from the flag there. That's one of the furthest approach shots, you know. Oh, and that's a nasty left to right putt.
Goodness me, look at that. Well, this, I don't know, what do you think, Rick? I'm going to go ahead and give this one a make percentage of about 15%. We haven't really seen Wedgie come up against a putt like this. We haven't seen either of the guys come up with a putt like this. And this is a perfect example that reinforces what you said earlier about the putts have been made to look easy because they've missed in the right spots. This is not the right spot.
Yeah. A couple of more comments coming in. Steve Shell has put, this is my first live WGT event. I must say, it's been very interesting.
Love that. More to come, hopefully. More to come. Stick around. Subscribe to the Open channel. There's more to come as Wedgie leaves this one on its way. It's breaking back. It's a very good putt. No! I thought he'd done it there, Rick. I thought he'd made probably the shot of the day. It's rolled on a little bit. Great effort from Wedgie. He really did calculate that one beautifully. But let me tell you, this is no gimme for Mags here. 4 feet down the hill. Good old break. He'll be aiming this one a good few cups outside the hole, let me tell you. He's going to need every single drop of experience he's got on these greens here, Rick. But a big opportunity to take the lead as we approach the home stretch.
Yeah, that was a very, very difficult putt indeed. It really was. But Fmags has got this to go one up in the match, and he comfortably slots it in the inside of the right edge, and he goes one up after 13 holes. We now reach the 14th hole, 545-yard par 5. It's pretty much straight down.
Here we go,
there.
Rick. Here we go. This is it. A downhill par 5, downwind par 5. This is what we want. Let's get the big birds out, boys. Get those big wings flapping. I want to see an eagle.
He's calling the eagle early. He's going up the right side, a bit of Hogan Alley-esque shot here. And he's absolutely ripped one into perfect
How brave is that?
Position. That's beautiful golf shot there from Fmags. How is Wedgie going to retaliate? It seems like, I'm going to put it out there, Wedgie has just been pipping Fmags on distance off the tee. He doesn't want distance on this hole, though, believe it or not, because if he goes too far, he will find the drink. He's actually just taken a little bit off this. He's timed it perfectly, and he has hit an absolute stellar golf shot straight down the middle of the fairway. But it's Fmagnets to go in first here on the 14th hole, Royal St George's in the E-Open Final.
Now, this is where we need some fireworks here. Fmags can really put a hammer down if he can put this one in close for an eagle putt, potentially get himself 2 up with only 4 to play. Big, big shot coming in here from Mags. Doesn't seem to be wasting a huge amount of time over it, unless we are going to see him take a little flip. No, he's gonna go ahead and hit this, a 3-iron, a little bit off it.
He's not taking the flag out either, which is great, so we can actually see where it finishes. Pins at the back. Oh, is it just?
Wow.
Yeah,
is he going to stay there?
Up on the top tier. Yeah, it has. That's beautiful. He set that up for an eagle opportunity here on the 14th hole. Wedgie needs to deliver. He's 234 yards away. His 3-iron goes 225 yards. It's downwind. I can't tell if it looks pretty flat. I don't think it's uphill by 5 feet. This has to be perfect. Oh, when he's drawn it.
Has he done that intentionally, or is that a misconnection?
Oh, it was so close. It was so close to getting on that top tier. This 14th green here at Royal St. George's. There's a little plateau at the back edge of this green. By the way, give credit to Wedgie's shirt. That is one cool design.
Yeah, it's certainly nice and loud there. We've not seen a huge amount of animation from Wedgie. He's doing his talking with his clubs and his clothing, it seems. But I'll tell you what, if he makes this one, surely we'll see a reaction, because this is maybe not as tricky as the one he had a really good run at previously, but big break here. If this goes in, this will be a really big moment. It will really be a message to Mags to let him know he's not ready to go away just yet. Got to play this one a good feet out. Yeah, it probably has, Rick. I think you're right, because I think Mags will then smell blood if it doesn't.
Yeah, this has to drop. Otherwise, Mags is going 2 up with just 4 holes left to play. So this is absolutely imperative. Again, everybody listening or watching, sorry, shall I say, on live, leave a comment now. Who do you think is going to win this match? And I'll read some of them out. Do you think Fmags or do you think Wedgie? Leave your comment right now. Is Wedgie going to hold it for eagle? Oh, he has. Wow, and he gets a little appreciation from Fmags. Wedgie makes eagle, puts the pressure back on Fmags. What a putt.
That is what I'm talking about. Under the pressure, coming down the stretch, that is clutch as you like. And you saw the little fist pump from him, but can Mags sort of damp on his parade a little bit here, make an eagle on top of him? I wanted one eagle, Rick. Surely we can't get 2, can we? Mags will be eyeing it up. He's seen the read, had a fairly similar break of sorts. He's not wasting his time over it, that's for sure.
People are
Did he get the read right? Oh, wow.
Yeah, very good. Eagle. I mean, does this get any better than this? We're in the 14th hole of the E-Open final. Players are halving the match with eagles. I mean, that is pretty impressive. There seems to be some, someone's put, my next video should be Wedgie gives me putting lessons. I think that's probably pretty much right. By the way, has Fmags just suddenly picked up his pace of play here? He seems to be absolutely going at it. Is he late for his tee or something? Has he got an appointment? He's just stood up there and absolutely ripped one, 327 yards down here on the 15th hole, which was absolutely incredible.
Yeah, phenomenal shot there. There's so much excitement. I think my wife and children just came in to find out what was going on there. They couldn't keep themselves away from the drama. Great to see this go into such a dramatic finish here. What are we to expect now? We've seen pretty much everything. Wedgie will be so proud of his performance, but I'm going to be honest. He's got to go that one further now. He's done all this hard work. He's going to want to come all the way. I think he's proved to all of us, and probably to himself, and certainly to Fmags, that he is a serious competitor. He's made some of those putts like that now. He's just got to keep his foot to the metal. But I think you're right. I think Mags has probably sped up his pace of play a little bit. Maybe he's trying to let his natural understanding of the game take over here. Maybe he felt he was being a little bit too mechanical. Let it just run free. And he's just got to hit a few good shots in here and keep making those birdies. There's not really much Wedgie can do.
Yeah, absolutely. Again, it's pretty split on the comment section. Everyone seems to be still a little bit more supporting Wedgie from the looks of things. Again, I think that's just the underdog mentality. Fmags has got the heartbeat again. How close is this? Oh, it's super close. He set that up for a fantastic birdie opportunity here onto 15. You almost feel like Eagles are going to need to be, you know, a hole out from here. By the way, Wedgie just hit a 33-yard drive down this hole on the 15th. He got an amazing bounce and it put him in great position. He's only got 157 yards in here. It's uphill by 2 foot. This is a fantastic shaped green. And he's going to have to play with the wind here because it's down and off the left. He might have to take a bit off it. This might be like an 80-90% swing with his 8-iron here unless he goes to 9-iron. No, he's going to... Oh, no, he's gone full out of this. I don't know. Hey, listen, I'm no expert at this. That feels too big. But I am no expert because he has got a heartbeat. And that has gone straight over the top of the flag to set up an amazing birdie opportunity here on 15.
Just take a look at some of the comments as well here. The guys are asking, are we going to be interviewing the winner after the match? Absolutely. Stay tuned for live reaction from one of these guys who's going to be lifting this trophy. Wedgie is going to have to play perfect golf here because I don't see Mags missing this putt. And I think I can just sense a little bit of an extra grind in the teeth of Mags here, a little twinkle in the eye. I think he's come alive here, Rick. I think you spotted it. And I think he's in the zone now. I think Wedgie's going to have to get to that next level himself.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't see him missing this. 7 foot 7 inches, and he holds it for birdie. Wedgie's going to have a very, very similar putt, only 3 inches closer, uphill by 0.7. Very little break. I mean, that hardly moved at all. He stayed inside the hole there. This has to go in, obviously, to keep him just one down. And then we've only got 3 holes left to play. I'm feeling a bit gutted about the conclusion of this match. I've really been enjoying doing the commentary on this. It's been a lot more exciting than I expected it to be, if I'm honest. We've had some lovely comments in the comment section saying, great commentary, guys. We're really glad you're enjoying the commentary. And now Wedgie has got this for birdie to halve up the hole.
Well played, Wedgie. They're easy putts, but under the pressure, Rick, when you know that basically your E-Open life is on the line, to have to continue to keep stepping up and doing it, he's going to be feeling the heat now here. He's going to be getting that little buds of sweat coming out of the fingers. I imagine he's probably using a mouse. That mouse is going to be getting slipperier and slipperier. He's got to keep his composure. And Fmags has just got to keep the heat on. This is a particularly short par 3 by the standards of some of the par 3s here at Royal St George's. Only 165 yards here. Definitely don't think Mags is going to be hitting driver here. No, absolutely, he's clubbed this one down to a 7-iron. And I think, once again, he's got the opportunity to keep the heat on Wedgie if he can get the heartbeats. And he has. Doing what he does best here.
Are we going to see a hole in one? Look at that little bit of backspin. That is a beautiful shot. Left himself a little uphill. Probably looks right to left from this angle here. In your court, there you go, Wedgie. That's kind of what Fmags has put down there. He's 1 up in the match with 3 holes left to play. He's saying you've got to do something. I'm getting very annoyed with Siri. I need to somehow turn it off.
He's been making him just continue to do it. Now that Mags has got the on, if you like, he will not want to give that up. He's going to just keep putting the heat on because one mistake from Wedgie here and it could all be over. But so far, other than that one short miss putt earlier, I think he's looked like the real deal to me. I think he's going to keep this going all the way to the end.
Yeah, it'd be great to see a grandstand finish down the 18th hole. Lovely timed. We have got heartbeats. How close is this going to go? Spin back a little bit, right next to each other. I mean, that has really summarized this match so far. These guys have been neck and neck all the way around this competition. It's really, if I'm honest now, Seb, for me, it's whoever's going to make a forced error or an unforced error, shall I say, at this crucial time. Like you mentioned, it's all about timing. It's all about keeping your concentration. It's getting hot now. We've got plenty of people watching from around the world. Is that pressure going to show? It might not be for Fmagnets because, like I say, he's been in this situation for a long time. but it
He
could
he
be
does
for
seem to
WedgyAZ
find a way of raising his game. He does seem to. Fmagnets, when he needs to do that, what all good winners do, they play their best stuff under the biggest pressure. And I actually think that, well, Wedgie's sort of seen the line here, but I think this one's got a tad more break on it than Mags here. But we're almost, I mean, we're not, of course, but it very much feels like we're in a sudden death situation here, because 2 down with a few to play is pretty much going to be almost impossible to come back for. This is almost a must-make putt, Rick.
Absolutely, yeah, right to left, and he's
Oh.
boxed it. He doesn't miss those.
In
we
the
get a glimpse of the
heart as
players
well.
there. I mean, they are zoned out, aren't they? There. By the way, have you all noticed
very
we're
impressive.
wearing blue? We're all subconsciously wearing blue, eh? That's not planned, by the way, everybody watching. Mags has really picked up the pace. He is late for something, I'm sure.
What time is it in Brazil right now? Maybe it's getting a little bit late over there for him, possibly. He wants to get this one done. He wants to book his seat on the plane to Royal St George's next year for the 149th Open Championship. And Mags has put that one in A1 position. He'll be able to put that one in very, very close.
Yeah, they're both playing pretty quick, actually. I wonder if it's they've been told that the tee's ready anytime soon, but they've hit both great tee shots there down this 17th. Oh
no!
I spoke too soon.
Let's look at the lie. What's the lie saying?
Can we get a reaction off Wedgie there? Have we got a camera on Wedgie? It might be a bit late now, or yeah. I wonder if that reaction. I mean, that was a nasty little bounce there, as I mentioned before. This golf course is gnarly. Not my words, the words of Justin Rose, and you saw that again. That was a perfect, what I honestly thought was a perfect tee shot there, but one slight bad bounce, bang. You're in a rough situation of 25 to 30% lie, which is not the worst, but it does make things harder. This could be the end of the match here, Seb.
We're only 100 yards away. It could well be, but 100 yards away will limit the impacts that he can do here. I think he's got a chance of getting this one inside 10, 15 feet still. Yeah, this is the one time you can get away with the rough lies when you're that close to the green. But I tell you what, that's still an absolutely sensational shot. And that's a well-deserved swig of your drink there, Wedgie. You can't hear me, but you may listen to this one back. And that's a shot to be proud of, my friend. Well played.
Yeah, that was very nice. Mags needs to put it in close, otherwise we are going down the 18th hole. If he holds it, he wins the match. This is match-winning shot here, Seb, if we put it in that perspective. Wow. And I wouldn't rule it out from this range. 81 yards. He's left, he's taking the flag out. Again, look at that. I mean, they are literally so close to each other, it's unreal.
I think he's a little unlucky there, Mags, not to get a heartbeat moment, because Wedgie did. And Mags is inside him, and I don't think he got the heartbeat there, so that's a bit of an odd one. But now Wedgie has got the opportunity of putting first, which he hasn't had for a while, and make this putt, and then make Mags make his putt to keep the lead. That's what it's all about. Match play golf can be a little bit of psychological warfare here. I very much always would like to putt first in match play and put the heat on the opponent. Wedgie almost must make... Oh, no, it's leaking! Rick! Oh, no! What a letdown. For Wedgie, he'll be absolutely gutted with that one. And Mags now has a putt for the match. This is it. For the Open Championship, the E-Open.
I'm gutted. That was it then. But like you say, we can't take anything away from Mags. This is for the E-Open Championship. He has 7 foot here on the 17th hole to win the match and be crowned the E-Open champion 2020. And it's there. Mags is crowned the champion of E-Open Final 2020, presented by Mastercard. What an amazing match. The favourite, it was one hell of a battle, but he came out on top. We will be speaking to Mags very soon, so stay tuned for a live reaction. Seb, what a match. It went right to the wire.
want to say congratulations to Fmagnets on winning the inaugural E-Open Championship. I look forward to seeing you next year at Royal St George's in July, where Mastercard will take great care of you as their guest.
Wow. I lost you for a minute there. Such was the excitement, Rick. I mean, what a great prize as well for Fmags to get a message from Justin Rose himself. I mean, fair congratulations to him. He's finally got his hands on one of these big trophies that I think he's really deserved, and it didn't really feel right that someone with his history in the game hadn't won one of these big events yet. He's now got that done. Maybe he can kick on from here, but I've got to say, I am gutted for Kevin there, because really, he did everything he needed to do. He went head-to-head, one of the best players ever to play the game. And it's just 2 putts, Rick, that he normally would make in his sleep that have cost him the chance of heading over to Royal St George's. But he's got to be very, very proud of himself. I'm very proud of him. He's done a lot better than many people thought he would. Nearly took us all the way to 18. What a great final, by the way.
And amazing final. We have word that Fmagnets is ready for his live chat. Fmagnets, congratulations. You are the E-Open champion. How's it feel?
Very relieving. That was a nerve-wracking match all the way through. Hardly anything between us, and it was just down to those few short putts.
He really brought his A game today. You had to keep in control of the game. You really did. You know, you went down in the front 9, and that was a real shock to many people watching. You managed then to win a couple of holes back to back, and like you say, just a slight slip up there from Wedgie at the 17th hole that opened the door for you to just slot in a nice 7-foot putt to win the E-Open champion. What a match. Amazing.
Yeah, he played really, really well. I knew I'd have to do something good to get on top of him and get through. But I think I was 3 pars and the rest birdies, which in this new version of the game for me is very, very good. I don't usually play that well, but I was putting slightly better than usual in this, digging the thing pretty well. Most of the shots were heartbeats, so I can't play much better than that in this new version until I play it full time.
No,
well, Max, I've got to ask you a question as well. Like you've won so much in the game, and you know you're so well known in the WGT community. I know the events are getting bigger and bigger. The community's getting bigger. The WGT and Topgolf are really bringing the game and the sport to a new generation. How do you feel to get an event like this? Because you know you've won so much, but one like this with such a big profile, with so many people watching who are maybe outside of the normal WGT community. Just how does that feel? Does it? You said the word relieved here, but maybe expand on that a little bit more.
Yeah, I think so far this is the biggest prize of any tournament that we've had. We've had $5,000 up for grabs in each of the E-Tour events, and there's been a virtual US Open, which is a prize similar to this, but I think that's 3 days of the US Open, whereas this is 5 or 6 days, I think, of the Open. So this is the biggest prize we've had so far. So yeah, it feels really good to have got this one in the bag. And I'm very familiar with Royal St George's as well. I've got a good friend that was a captain there who plays there a lot. I've played there a lot, played there at university. So it'll be a bit like, well, I mean, it's only 2 hours drive from homecoming, anyway, but it'll be a bit like going home there next year.
Fantastic. So you'll be able to come back and see friends, see family. When was the last time you were over in the UK?
Well, usually I'd be there now this time of year because it's the winter here in Brazil, summer in the UK. So we'd usually be chasing the sun, but because of the virus, it hasn't been safe to travel back home. So we've just been here in the cold and the rain.
Well, if it's any consolation, if it's any consolation, it's still cold and rainy here, so you're not missing out on any sun. I think have we lost his audio?
No, still here.
Oh, sorry. So it's going to be amazing. Obviously, the Open Championship, Royal St George's, is going to be an amazing experience for you to be able to spend all the time there. Any final words? Anything you want to close in off on this fantastic victory?
I've got to say congratulations to Wedgie. I mean, he brought a really, really good game today, and I had to work hard for that. And thank you, obviously, to Mastercard and the Royal and Ancient for sponsoring this event, and for you guys for coming out and doing the broadcasting. and also for Super League Gaming for pulling all this together on the tech side.
No, it was very good. Seamless, it really was. You honestly, I can't believe the level of performance you put in tonight. You are a very well-deserved winner. You are the first ever E-Open champion golfer of 2020. And if me and Seb are at Royal St. George's next year, we will be happy to come and meet you and have a victory drink and a catch up and find out how the hell you play this game so good. So congratulations again, and an amazing final. Thanks for being part of it.
Thanks very much, guys. Thank you.
Well, that's it, Seb. What a final. Right. I mean, it really was. As you mentioned at the start of the show, Fmagnets was the favourite, and it's nice to see him come out on top. Really, you can tell how much it means to him there, just talking to him briefly. It was much closer than we expected. Wedgie really brought his A game, which was sensational. Thank you so much for everybody that's watching live. Thank you for all your comments. We've been flicking through them and reading them. If you're watching this on catch up, thank you again for tuning in. Make sure you subscribe to myself. Make sure you subscribe to Seb on Golf. Let's get those plugged in nice and early. It's been a pleasure hosting with you, Seb. I feel like we did a decent job there.
Mate. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we've got a couple of experience under our belt now. We've got the Isolation Invitational, and we've now got the E-Open Final. Hopefully many more to come, mate. I've had a great time. Congratulations to both players. I'm looking forward to the next event already.
Yeah. And we want to close it off. Thank you so much for the Open, the R&A, Mastercard, WGT, everybody behind the scenes for setting this up, for all the competitors around the world for getting involved in the qualifying. This is huge. And again, it's come in difficult times. Yes, we'd all love to have the Open this year at Royal St. George's, but this is a lovely substitution, bringing people together that potentially don't have the chance to play golf. They're going to get e-golf, and it's been an amazing feat. Also, last closing words, thank you so much for Justin Rose for giving us that exclusive interview at the start of the show as well. What a legend, and we look forward to seeing him compete again soon. It's good night from me, Seb.
Good night from me.
And thank you so much, everybody, for watching. Make sure you subscribe to the Open YouTube channel as well. Make sure you like this video, share it around. Let's get as many eyeballs on this video as we possibly can. And we shall see you all soon. And that was the E-Open Final, presented by Mastercard. We'll see you next time.